And then comes Pratyahara, withdrawal of your attention. This is often visualized by the tortoise, who is putting his head inside the shell and his feet inside the shell, you know. This is what you're doing. You're going inside. Turning inside is Pratyahara. So many ways are there, and also quite some purification exercises are very good. Purification of the senses is very, very efficient for people to become more calm. We really have a society which bombards our senses continuously with information, and we are stressed because of it. Like TV especially is made in a way, you know, with very rapidly changing images, with strong sounds, with all kinds of things to keep our attention, because that's, you know, good money for advertising, you know, if people keep on watching. And this is, you know, quite something, even though we know that what happens in the movie is not real. Our mind does not know it is not real. So the blood and all those things that are happening on the screen, they are still inside us and will, for example, then give us bad dreams or things like that, make us less calm. So Pratyahara in these days certainly also means shut down the TV. For many people, it is very important. Stop this bombardment. You know, when then you have some free time, when then you have some time for calmness, go for calmness. And don't just, you know, put on the TV. But other things are there, like I always find very nice in Japanese Buddhism, these rock gardens that they make, very simple shapes, and then they sit there and they watch this for a very long time. This is Pratyahara. To direct the senses to something which is uniform, soothing, you know, calming. So that you can do in many ways, to put on some nice calm music, some meditative music, to sing, likewise. All these things can be used to calm your senses. You know, many people are nervous. It's basically because their senses are completely made nervous. They work through the nerves. What brings the information from the senses to your brain is the nerves. These nerves are getting so much information these days, you know, it's hard to be calm. So, also when you are walking through the city, for example, where there are lots of, you know, things going on, try to, you know, keep inside. You can't avoid, you know, you can't shut your eyes because, you know, you will walk against something, but you can try not to look too much, not to be too much distracted. A distracted mind will never make you happy, you know, even apart from the whole idea of meditation. A focused mind is much more easy. So, one way, of course, also is to direct the senses inwards, meaning to, for example, imagine a certain image inside, to visualize. A lot of techniques in yoga are visualization techniques, and they belong to Pratyahara in the first place. They belong to Pratyahara as long as these images are changing. Like, for example, in Kundalini Yoga, which is not the subject of today, but quite well known, there is a lot of visualization of the chakras and of different things that are related to those chakras. They can even be like sounds and deities and elements and all these things. And this is like a gradual, you know, gradually you then move up into the chakras and so on. These are all visualizations which are very helpful because they turn the senses inwards. Listening to the inner sounds, for example, even if it's just the sound of your stomach working or something like that, or your heart beating, or, you know, if you can really focus inside, you can hear all these things. So doing that kind of exercise is very good because, you know, if you're hearing inside, you are no longer hearing outside. You can only listen to one thing at a time, you know. You can hear a multitude of things, but to really hear them, you have to focus. So focus on something inside is Pratyahara. And there you get a gradual evolution from something with form, which is very defined, to something which is less defined and more formless, and more uniform, also in the sense that at some point you stick to just one object, one sound, one image, whatever. This requires, again, quite some willpower. The senses easily, slip out. And so particular exercises can be done there also. And a very famous one in India is Tratak. Tratak means that you gaze at a flame, which should be about this distance from your eyes, not here, not there, but straight. And you don't blink. So you focus and you don't blink until tears come out of the eyes. Then when the tears come out of the eyes, then you can close the eyes and look here, and then the flame will come here. This after image of the flame will come here, which is good exercise also for the pineal gland, the so-called third eye. The third eye is very important in concentration exercises, the pineal gland. So this is also another point, is that in any case you have to fix your attention somewhere in your body. Even if you are not visualizing or trying to hear any sounds or something. You have to take some part in your body and say, I am here. And stick to that. And there are three parts or places which are often used. That is the third eye. So you focus, but your attention is here. You're like looking there. Or the tip of the nose is also used, like this. You are focused in this direction. Or the heart center is also used. You can use your big toe also, but more interesting to be focused in one of those three places. And for people who are more rational, then third eye or tip of the nose is more prescribed. And people more emotional, then the heart center will be easier. This is very, very important. If you do not fix your attention somewhere in your body, it will wander, and by wandering, it will generate thoughts and take you out of your meditation. So that is really the first thing to do, to fix your attention somewhere inside your body. When you are learning to meditate, it is also very good at some stage to create an environment where the input to the senses is very little. Like the cave. If you go inside a deep cave, then it's completely dark. Then there is no sound. Then there is no air movement, so the sense of touch also is not disturbed. Air temperature is also stable. Smell is quite neutral. So that is very efficient. I must say, when I started doing that, I was quite astonished how much deeper I could go in meditation in a cave compared to outside of the cave. And of course you shouldn't need the cave. No? You shouldn't really be dependent on the cave, because you won't always have a cave. But to temporarily, take this luxury of going into a cave and meditating there is really good. Because then you can go much deeper, and with the experience that you gain there, it will become more easy to do it outside of the cave. So if you don't have a cave, you could just, shut the curtains, take the light out, really put all the lights out, and be in a place which is a little bit quiet. And incense is often also used in a mild way to just unify the sense perception. Because, our nose is not smelling very much, but what we smell still has a strong effect on us. So if there is a little smell of this coming, like a trash can is, the wind is bringing some smell from there or from somewhere else, If you can avoid it, better have some uniform smell with incense. It's good, but not too strong. You shouldn't continuously be, oh, good, That's not the idea. But just make it uniform.